Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl here, honey. It is Jami, and we're in the building. And I just really came to chit chat with y'all. I really don't have anything on my list to really talk about for real. But I did get a chance to go to the Kendrick Lamar and the SZA concert, and I had a great time. I really, really had a great time. And can I say that when I've gone to concerts at the Mercedes Benz Stadium, I would pretty much take like the train or whatnot with my homegirl, and me and my husband were gonna do that, but I was like, you know what? I don't really want us to take the train. Like cause she knows it better than me. And she knows when we need to get off and get on the next. And I'm just like, I don't got time for that, confusion. And, I was like, babe, you want to just, drive, we just park there or whatever. And he was like, well, let's just do that. So he got us some good parking, I feel, right there close by the Mercedes Benz Stadium. I thought it was going to be hectic when we were trying to leave or whatnot, but it was kind of like, a little piece, but not really bad, because some people wasn't trying to let me over, but honestly I didn't even need to get over with how they were directing traffic. I was like, perfect, because I'm trying to go to the right, not to the left. But whatever it was, it really worked out, and we had a smooth transition getting up out of there, you know what I'm saying. I had a good time at the concert. It was nice. I kind of almost lost my voice, girl, when he played that Euphoria, because I went crazy. I'm not even gonna hold you, girl. That is my. I like that more than Not Like Us. Like, that is my fucking song. And then he played some other stuff that I haven't quite heard, and it was so lit. And I'm like, listen, I appreciate studio versions of music, but I'm realizing that I would prefer to have the live version. And when I was younger, I didn't used to like the live version because I'm used to the studio version, because I would know those lyrics, and then they like to add a little spice and this, that, and the other. I feel like they used to come out with live music back then. And I'm liking, I see why. I see why. And it's like, yo, like, can we get the live tracks? Like, can y'all just take one of these concerts and just put out a live album or something? Just put it on streaming. Matter of fact, just pick the best concert and put it on streaming. Put it on Apple Music. Make some type of deal with them, where y'all just put the production, because it was a production and it was dope. Okay, I'm like, come on, just put that on Apple Music for the people, like NFL did with Kendrick's halftime show. So I would love for them to do that. I would like for Beyonce to do the same thing, come up with a deal with Apple Music where y'all just put one of the best concerts that you choose, or you can do a montage of the concerts, like, oh, I like my performance for Not Like Us in Atlanta because the crowd was hype, but then over there in North Carolina, I like when I perform this song over here. So we'll put, like, however y'all need to put the live footage together to create a whole show and put it on Apple Music and Spotify potentially. I would love that. I'm an Apple Music girl, not so much as a um Spotify girl. So yeah, I do that. But yeah, like, can we get that for the concerts that's taking place? First of all, I'm trying so hard not to get much spoilers from the Beyonce concert. I've been seeing some stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, my homegirl sent me something, and I appreciate it, but it was like, hold what you got, right? And then I ended up coming across another video unintentionally, and it was Rumi. It was Rumi. And I did watch that little piece of a clip when Rumi came out there, and she was just so excited. Like, I literally almost like teared up, because that's just such a beautiful moment to be able to, have that moment with your daughters and everything. And I love that for Beyonce. It's just so beautiful. When I tell y'all, Blue is looking more and more like her mama every day. You still see her dad. She looks like both her parents, but she's looking more and more like her mom. She got her move. I'm just like excited because I am going to the Beyonce concert. I don't know what to do with myself. I just got her set list. I'm definitely gonna be listening to that. Um, yeah, I'm excited. But I had a great time at the Kendrick and SZA concert. We got there at reasonable time. Everything was just good. It was smooth, and I appreciate that. And girl, it's really giving drive for me, because just a little piece. Because when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. And even if I might be in traffic for a little bit, because at some point traffic has to go, we have to get up out of here, right? I just would prefer to be in my fucking car than to be pushing and being clammed up on the damn train or whatnot. On the metro, trying to get back to my car and stuff, and got to get off this one to hop on. Miss me, miss me on today, like, miss me, bitch. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let my homegirl know, like, listen, okay, we gonna probably have to meet up there. All right. And then it ain't too many places you could find in Atlanta where you could like meet your friend, park your car, and then let them hop in with you, okay? Without somebody trying to boot your shit. Hello. But anywho, so we'll have to figure it out. I mean, if she want to take the train, I don't want her having to take the train by herself. That's the only reason why I would change my mind and be like, you know what, I just ride the train with you, you know. But if she got a location we could meet up at, girl, we'll just meet up and then you could just ride with me or whatever. Because bitch, I'm trying to like, and when I'm done, let me hop in my car. You talking about a nigga speed walking, making my way through the crowd. Like, come on, making my way downtown and walking fast. Okay, trying to get to my damn car. That was us. Okay, but we had a great time. Kendrick, not Kendrick, but SZA's vocals are insane, insane. Okay, I had to put my SZA wig on for a little piece. Okay, I said, oh, let me put my little scissor wig on just a little bit, okay? I ain't died or nothing like that, but give me a little piece of scissor. It was just really good. It was just good. It was just good. The crowd was good. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Girl, why it was four people sitting in these folks' seats knowing it wasn't they fucking seats? And then the people came and told them, oh, we in seats X, Y, and Z. So actually it was only two people that came and told these folks that they were sitting in their seats, but the two seats that there were, so I guess it was like a let's say it's four seats, you had two couples, but the seats that those two people came in, it was like these two seats in the middle. So both of the couples had to get up and leave. Baby, this white couple took their ass further down, and I said, that's not making sense. How are you taking your ass down there, when I could see if you're still on the same row in the wrong section, because it was a lady sitting next to me thinking that was her section and it wasn't. Her section was over there, right? Period. So she had to get up. She was in the wrong section, wrong seat. But these people went and moved down. So baby, I was watching. I was looking like, what they gonna do? Girl, it was this white girl and her little boyfriend, whatever. This white couple came down and they said something to him. And I just saw this white man head going. He was an older man. I said, oh, baby, they ain't on folks' seat. Baby, they had to get that. And so when I tell you the white girl kind of laughed, but her face was red. Her face was red, meaning Miss Man was embarrassed as fuck. And I kind of felt bad for her just a little bit because, like, yeah, you have to laugh to keep from crying because I don't know why you didn't just get you some tickets that was reasonable. But what it was given to me, and I ain't even mad at the finesse, just a little bit. I don't know if it's something I would try. Maybe. Okay. But it was given, it clicked to me. I said, oh, I know what y'all doing. Y'all going on the app looking for resale tickets that haven't sold and y'all send y'all ass in those people's section. I got you. I done clocked this tea, baby. I see what you're doing. You probably done bought the highest tickets all the way up at the top and then decided that you're going to be shaking and moving and send your ass in some of these seats. But what you didn't know is some of those people be lowering those prices on the day of the damn tour. All right. And some of those tickets sell at the last minute. Okay. So, yeah, those people come in and they ready to get their seats. What you think you doing? All right. So, yeah, child, that's crazy. But, that's what the people had going on. I was like, oh, girl, I might have to finesse that at that Chris Brown concert, to be honest with you, just a little piece. Okay, how do I get to the floor? Because, I really don't even want to be on the floor because I'm a short person, so I don't feel like the experience is as great. So I'll be kind of like on the side or whatnot, and I'm more than likely be fine with where I'm at, for real, for real. But I like Kendrick them stage set, but I still feel like where we sat in section 100 and we sat pretty low, I still feel like he was super far with how their stage was set up. There was like the back part of the stage, right? You got your back part of the stage, and then the stage, it was like weird. It went in a circle, kind of like in a circle, and then it had these outer points. But he will perform more towards the back than coming to the front of the circle. So he just seemed kind of like far away or whatever. But all in all, I feel like with Beyonce's concert, I just feel like how her stage was set, I guess like with the diamond, I feel like she came out closer to the front. But all in all, it ended up being a really good concert. I did enjoy it. I was glad that some of the people in my section started to sit down at some point. Um, because girl, my feet was turned standing up just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. So we was getting our life, and it was nice. So if y'all haven't checked it out, definitely check out the concert. And if you've already been, honey, tell me your thoughts about it. What did you like, and maybe what did you not like? What I don't like is the fact that I ain't got no live version. Okay, so when the tour wraps, I need y'all to put the live version out immediately. You understand? Thank you for your services. Period. So the next thing I kind of want to talk about is this Shador Sanders situation, and I hope I said his name right because I'll be honest with y'all, I'm not really into football like that. For real. But I started to hear a lot of rumblings about, Shadur and everybody expecting him to go first round draft pick. And I was wondering, and y'all probably could help me out with this. Um, but I'm like, who gave him the idea that he was going first? I would think that it's been a lot of conversation amongst, professionals as far as the NFL, people that sit on platforms discuss it, like ESPN and stuff. So I would have thought that it came from them with the understanding that he was likely going to be the first round draft pick because he possessed all the skills and stuff. Some people are trying to make it seem as though his dad and him put this in his head because he is cocky or whatever, but it's like, nigga, that's what sports are. I don't know a single person, like I feel like Ocho Cinco cocky as hell. I don't know when and how he got drafted, but and I mean, Dion is cocky. I just feel like that comes with the sport. Y'all want cocky players. Like, what is the issue with him being cocky and confident and all of that? When some of the people got drafted in the first round, I'm hearing don't even got better stats than him. So it definitely was giving a watch out there now, boy. It was definitely giving boy activity. To me, I'm also hearing that one of the reasons he wasn't drafted in the first round or so was because of all of the endorsements that he received and the fact that his dad wants to pull a LeBron, like where LeBron wants to play with his son Bronny. At one point, it also was given a situation of Deion Sanders wants to coach his son or sons or whatever the case is in football. And I don't think that's too far off to ask. I feel like if it wasn't a person of that hue that was asking to do that, they would have made room and made space for that person um to coach their sons. And they did give an example, and I think it was the Manning brothers, don't quote me, but oh, because I think they said that man said the teams his sons weren't gonna play for, like he was able to tell them what's not gonna happen. All right, and all Dion is saying what he would like to happen, and y'all sitting over here trying to teach his son a lesson. It's crazy to me. So they ended up, honestly, you guys, I feel like I had already told my husband, I said, babe, this is what I think they're doing. One, they're trying to say that this is an issue about him making all this money, from NIDL or whatever the type of deals you get when you're in college. But I said, a lot of kids get that. And I'm glad that they do, because at one point you guys were utilizing their image and they weren't able to really profit off of it. So now that they're able to profit off of it, congratulations to them. Let them get their fucking money, because some of these kids may not get drafted or their career may be over with in a year or two. Like, let them get their money and be able to kind of set themselves up, because they brought so much to the university that they were at, whether people were looking at their stats and how great they were doing and wanting to come and be a part of that school. Like, they are free recruitments in a sense for you motherfuckers. So yeah, selling their jersey numbers and all of that, and them kids not getting no profit, you out your fuck ass mind. Like, I love that they get that money, but I feel like he ain't the first thing, he ain't the last to make that much. What is it? Because he's cocky and he black or something like that? Because for me, I want to put race as the underlying issue. I know a lot of times we will say it ain't about race, but race is really embedded in damn near everything that we do. It's just embedded in our lives. It's literally how America was created. All right. So it's literally going to be in every single thing. Right. And it's so funny that people want to have morals when you got a fool in office the way that you do now. So it's like, please skip me and scoot back up off of me when it comes to like the moral conversation and how he should act and how he should show himself up when it comes to getting in the league and stuff like that. And, I'm going to get to my point, but that made me reflect on how old boy sat up there and said, oh, Shador is a great person, he has a great family, and he should, be in office. He should be drafted by a team or whatever the case was. And then his secretary or press secretary or whatever come to the front and they said, do you think that what he had to say is what got Shador drafted? And she was like, well, I'll say this, the fact he said what he said and the facts speak for itself, he was drafted. Like, girl, shut your ma'am, be quiet for a second. Okay. No, that man's talent got him drafted. He was going to get drafted anyway. It was just a matter of which round he was going to get drafted in. But getting back to my point, I said, I feel like they're doing this sleep for promotional purposes, just a little piece, in my personal opinion, because it's just bringing more attention to the draft. It's only making more people want to tune in and watch to see what's going to happen. And later on, after, Shador ended up getting drafted, I think he went, like fifth round, I started to see some tweets and I said, interesting. Somebody was like, oh, it's real slick with the way that they did it because they made us watch the whole draft. And I say, that's pretty much what I was saying. Okay. And of course, me and my husband were in disagreement, but I was like, babe, if it comes up, then I said it first. Okay. Period. Because that's kind of the vibe that it was given to me, amongst other things as well. But with Shadur being drafted, congratulations to him. You're finally drafted. He seemed to be a very appreciative, regardless, because his whole goal was to go to the NFL, and he did it right. Some people talked about how Tom Brady was like really lower in the draft poll, and then came out being one of the top motherfuckers. Okay, hear what I say. One of the top NIGGAs. So I have no doubt that may likely be Shadur. But let me tell you something, Shadur. When your time is up, make them motherfuckers pay for it. In my personal, when you become a free agent or whatever it is, like if you're that NIGGA and you're that good, because I believe they were trying to make Tyreek Hill like the face of the NFL or something like that. I was hearing, but not much so anymore with this DV charge he about and got. But with Tyreek, they say he was a phenomenal player and all of that. But if you're just as good as him or even better or whatever the case is, when it's time, make them motherfuckers pay. And somebody started this thing where they were like, listen, I don't think we should support the NFL and buy any merchandise with Shadur's jersey or anything like that from them. Go straight to Shadur's website and buy. I actually like that idea. I don't know how it would affect him, whether they consider all of that as a part of your stock, right? How you perform on the field, as well as how you're able to generate money for us on and off the field with your jerseys. Like, how do you hold up against other people? So I don't know if that could potentially hurt him at all. But right now, yeah. Yeah, even though I think they say his jersey is like, or whatever, I think it's the jersey, which was interesting because I'm like, he already got a jersey and got a number, but I guess they're saying that it's like the top selling one right now anyway. Okay, so as much as what y'all meant for bad, obviously God meant for good in some fashion, because one, y'all just only gave him more attention. Okay, only that, y'all also gave him something to prove. He finna prove something to y'all, in my opinion. Um, and all eyes are really on him. It's really not. I don't even know who the hell got drafted in the first round and who was the number one pick. I really don't even know who the fuck that was. And it also makes me think about American Idol. I know I'm going in different lanes with this, but remember how Fantasia ended up winning the overall show and Jennifer Hudson was booted out? And not that Fantasia isn't doing great in her own right, because she has had an outstanding career as well. I will say, to not have won that show, Jennifer Hudson has gone on to win awards, to be shown in movies, to showcase her acting. Miss Ma'am has a television show. She's been able to release music. Like, great things have happened for Jennifer Hudson. And I'm sure there are a host of others that we can highlight that may not have won a competition necessarily, but went on to do great. Hell, we could talk about Destiny's Child when they were called Girls Time. When they went to do Star Search, and they ended up giving it to those white girls. Don't know where them white girls at today, but I tell you one thing, Destiny's Child, or at least a few of those members, went on to be platinum selling artists at a later time. Okay, and still on top and relevant to this day. And Beyonce, I'm still waiting for the day that you decide to bring every ounce and every bit and every member of DC to a whole concert and give us like how Chris Brown is about to do a 20 years of Chris Brown. Girl, give us that of Destiny's Child. Okay, transition us. Let us start out with no with the original members. Okay, then we finna transfer on over to the DC. Yes, give that to me. Then we finna spin off, and then let Kelly do a little song or two or three, because she do got some hits herself. And then we spin off and give me some Beyonce, some of your greatest hits. I don't know how you want to do it. You may not want to make it all about you, and that's okay. But girl, like, we can do this. Like, we really, matter of fact, you can make a weekend of it if you want to. Just a little piece, make it a little festival. Matter of fact, if you want to pull this stunt over there in Las Vegas, if you was to have you like one of those residencies or something, you want to invite Destiny's Child to come through, then just to let me know ahead of time. Okay, so and tax time don't necessarily work for me, bitch. Okay, because I don't be getting shit back. I be having to pay these hoes. Understand? Okay, so but just give me a fair warning, and then okay. Matter of fact, let me start saving up right now for it. Okay, anybody want to contribute to my Disney Child fund? If you got $1 or $2, go ahead and cash at me, honey. Okay. I'm not trying to take all your money, honey, okay, because I know you're trying to save up too, so you can see me there. And shout out to the subbies that I did see, that me and my husband did run into. Just Gwen, and I believe the other girl's name was Keisha. Keisha, definitely know her name was Keisha, but I'm not sure what the second name was. But shout out to you. That we bumped into at the concert last night. But yeah, all in all, with Shadur, I hope great things does happen, for him. And he doesn't get tied up being a knucklehead like some of these other men have played themselves in the in the industry of sports. And when the time comes, make them pay. Because I know if that was my motherfucking child, and I also feel like Dion is gonna probably be on that same energy. Okay, I know if that was my child, like that's okay, that's okay, that's fine, it's good, it's cool, it's cool. Maintain your composure. Okay, you always in control of yourself. You got it. It's all good. What they meant for bad, God meant for good. This ain't the end of your story. Like whatever I gotta hype my child up about, I'm gonna do that. Okay, but when that time come, show out. Show the fuck out. Do what you gotta do. Okay. And I hate to say make them pay, but make them pay. For sure, you're gonna have to pay to get me. What we talking about? Like, I know, I'm sorry, baby. The price, yesterday's price is not today's price. Understand. And if he were to go over there to Cleveland Browns and actually do something and really help that team out, that would be amazing. I think his brother ended up getting drafted down to Florida. I think he got, was it Tampa Bay? I think it was Tampa Bay. But all in all, shout out to them. And I'll be so honest, I was saying that it's so important. At first I wasn't really sure, but I will say this. But okay, I'll say this. Sometimes I don't think it's a big deal for guys to not have their dads at times, depending on what their values are and what they can teach their children. If the dads ain't up to no good, they ain't talking about nothing, really not trying to really help them for real. I mean, yeah, have a relationship with your dad or whatever, because that's a part of you. And I understand everybody desires that. But at the same time, do you have any values, any morals, something that you can really, teach your kids, and to see their dad be there with them every step of the way he hypes them up? I love that. I love that moment. You know what I'm saying? I love to see my youngest son interact with his dad. He crazy about that man. Like, girl, I really be feeling away sometimes. 'Cause when I walk in the door, bitch, and that man behind me, do you know this boy be like this to go around me? Are you okay today? I carried you. Hello? Hello? I'm here. Hello? It's me. It's mommy. Hello? Anyway, girl, so he could get real funny when he comes, like, just anyway, child. But all in all, I love that, and it's good to see, it's good to watch. I saw another one that almost made me tear up for real. It was this boy that did not get drafted, I guess, that first round. And his dad was talking to him in his ear, and he was about to cry. And his dad was like, it's all good. You got it. You got it. I loved how he talked. I'm like, that would be me for sure, and I know that would be my son's dad as well. But I love that because he's like, you ain't disappointing nobody here. Okay, so you may feel like a disappointment, and you ain't disappointing nobody here. Like, you good, you this and that, like just that talk that boy need. But he still was emotional. He turned his head and he was catching them tears and stuff like that. And it's okay to cry too. That's one thing I taught my oldest son, and I'm gonna make sure I teach my youngest. Like, don't hold your emotions inside. If you feeling away, like, let it out. Like, as far as like being emotional, wanting to cry, because I don't want you holding on to that, and then it's like a big explosion or something like that. And I always make sure I kept open communication, where anything that you feel you need to talk about, whether it's about anyone, whether it's about me, whether I didn't handle something right, whatever it is, okay, come to me. I want that door to always be open. Like, mama, I ain't like talk, because I feel like kids, your children voices matter more than just yours. I feel like when I was growing up, it was like, because I said so. Okay, God damn, girl, you ain't gotta, I ain't need much ass said now. You ain't, damn, I feel like Cordell, damn, you ain't need much ass, let me talk. And that's for Cordell Beckham over there on Love Island, USA, for the people that don't know. You ain't need much ass, let me talk. Anyway, but yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that Shaduer situation real quick. And child, I'm just thinking about all the people in the world, not even just them. Like, child, be encouraged, honey, no matter what's going on. For those that believe, child, he'll make it all right. You just gotta be strong, okay? But anywho, that's one of my songs. But anyway, girls, so what else I wanted to chat about? Can y'all believe that Misa is suing Mary J. Blige over Votto? Is it bad that I don't care if Votto don't get a single dime? Y'all remember on Marriage Boot Camp, because that's how I became introduced to Votto. Maybe he was on Love and Hip Hop before, but I just don't remember him on there. His most memorable moment for me is Marriage Boot Camp, when he sat up there and yoked up Tahiri, the ex-girlfriend to Joe Budden. And I think she ended up throwing something at his head. Now, she was wrong as hell for throwing that at his head. Don't get it twisted. I don't care what nobody say. The way she took that and just chucked it at him, and he ain't even really had did nothing. And then he yoked her up at another. I think it happened at two separate times, but I think she threw that at him first at his face, and then at a later time she said something and he yoked her up. Whatever it was, I don't agree with either one of them. Either one of them, but that is his memory for me. I don't know if he's worked behind the scenes, but according to Misa Hylton, he's been working with her agency of some fashion. And with him working with her agency, he ended up having some type of deal or whatever with Mary J. Blige. And unfortunately, she's saying that, Mary was holding up his album. And with her holding up the album, it definitely prevented him from being able to pay for and take care of certain things, pay back the people that may have given him an advance or whatever, because she was holding up his album. And that's just all. The reason it's also interesting is because I thought that they were cooler than that, and that was just an assumption of mine. Of course, we've seen them in the same rooms with each other, but also at the end of the day, when it's about business, people don't be giving a damn. Okay, they gonna let that fly. Like, fuck all that, girl. Like, you got us in a bind. You got us in a bind, and I'm just not gonna play with you too much more. And I probably didn't sue your ass off the strength of Diddy, potentially. But now that he locked the fuck up, and I don't really fuck with him no way, okay, because of whatever drama my son got mixed up being around his fuck ass daddy, then guess what? I'm on your ass now. So I ain't no telling, honey. What's what? Okay, ain't no telling. But what they're saying is she's suing Mary J for $5 million. They're saying, according to the court documents, Vado was signed to Mary's label, Beautiful Life Productions, but was being managed by Misa's agency, Misa Management. Okay, they're saying Misa and her company say Mary used her power to tear up their deal behind the scenes. They claim Mary refused to release Vado's finished album and blocked him from going on tour unless he dropped Misa as a manager. Now, what kind of stuff is that? So Misa and Mary about been beefing this whole time. They're saying Misa says it was not just business, but a personal takeover. She claims Mary secretly worked on Vado during yacht parties, hotel meetups, and private events where Misa was purposely left out. The goal was allegedly to isolate him and push him into a new deal, I guess, with Mary. But who is Vado? What kind of deal was, like, who is Vado? I'm sorry, y'all. For the people that know Vado, please forgive me. And it really is no disrespect, but I genuinely don't know much about Vado. Okay. Just like if somebody said, who is Jami? Like, yeah, there may be quite a few of you guys that know me, but everybody don't. Okay, just because I sit on a YouTube platform with views or whatever, from time to time. I mean, he sat on a national platform, but that don't mean that everybody know him. Okay. Um, or what he does. Like, I know of him, but I don't really know what he do. So, anywho, they say Misa claims Mary personally threatened that the album would stay on ice and no touring would happen if Vado did not cut ties with her agency. Now, Misa is asking the court for $5 million to cover breach of contract, emotional distress, and the dirty interference with her business. She also wants an order stopping Mary and her camp from messing with Vado's career any further. I need to know more details about how long this man has actually been signed to Misa, like the time frame. Like, when did he get signed to you? And he does music. I gotta look Vado up, y'all. It's a no disrespect. Like, I just need to look him up as a rapper because maybe he's worked on songs that I'm not familiar with. Okay, so it seems like he was with Diplomat Records. I think that's Cam, right? That's Cameron. So it looked like he may have worked with him, but so if he's worked with Cameron, then I may have heard some songs from him. Let me type in songs because I'm like, what do you do exactly? Still believe in love, by the stove, respect the jukes. He has some songs, but I don't know if all of these songs are his. So maybe he's done some producing on these songs. Okay, so he has a song called Number Racks featuring Dave East. I really don't get into Dave East. And you know what's crazy, y'all? The man got 24 million views and millions of views. And I never heard this song before. Number Racks. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar. He got a song called Pressure. He dropped 3 years ago. So Vado has been out here and he's been active in the music game. And believe it or not, he actually does have a fan base. If you're getting over hundreds of thousands of views on your music and some over millions, then he's pretty, I guess, popular. I'm just unfamiliar with him. But then also, it's likely that his rap isn't really my style of rap either, right? But that's what he got going on. And according to Mary, should have got the man tied the hell up. And Misa over there trying to, well, according to Misa, Mary got the man tied up. And so Misa suing her for all this money. Whew, well, I guess Diddy ain't the only one with lawsuits. Not easy, child. Either way, honey. Good luck. Listen, I just came down to chit chat with y'all, run my mouth for a second. You all can leave your thoughts and comments about things that I've discussed today. I am Jami, that's me. You can follow me over on the Instagram, the Twitter, and Blue Sky at Jami, that's me. Also find me over on Facebook, and you can follow me over there as well. I'll do a better job, with getting stuff out. Don't know how I want to really lay that out, but we'll figure it out. But either way, that's all I got for you guys at this time. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like agents. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasted film, I can feel the pool